Oh, I do love the fact that this is kind of clownish, because, dear God, here's the comments section. Yeah. Sorry ahead of time, but, yeah. And, of course, yeah, it's fucking York Regional Police. From Basil the Great. Every single police officer who indulges in something like this should be fired. Now, this guy's in the UK, and he's seeing this. This is in Canada. This is gross, disgusting, and vulgar. There's no other word for it. Vulgar. Why are the cops even involved? Oh, Jesus. We all know what tolerance really is now. Yes, make no peace with evil. Never happened in Sanford. Of course not. No longer about being on the left or the right. It's about either normal or batshit crazy. Well, no. From Groupert Lowe. When we find out who's complicit, people must swing. Yeah. So this is from the Rape Gang Inquiry, one of the survivors. He took me to the police station and forced me to retract my statement on one of the other men, and then the police dropped it all. The police allowed him to be my appropriate adult. Appropriate adult means someone who escorts them home, or at least out of the station. Yeah. A good kick in the balls will solve your gender confusion. Start the Revolution says, NH from Gays Against Groomers. Belfast puts a 6-year-old boy in drag and has him dance for adults at Belfast Pride. They'll even call the boy a queen for doing exactly what they keep fetishizing over. Young children in drag. Sexualized young children. He's only 6. Yeah. Hanging is too good for some of these people. Let's talk about Rupert Lowe. Restore Britain is being attacked for a lack of diversity at our local branch meetings. I really cannot put into words how little I care. God love you, Rupert. Don't ever fucking change. Lazzy B, biggest research study says more diversity equals less trust, from the New York Times. It has become increasingly popular to speak of racial and ethnic diversity as a civic strength, from multicultural festivals to pronouncements from political leaders. The message is the same. Our differences make us stronger. But a massive new study, based on detailed interviews of nearly 30,000 people, that's a big fucking sample size, across America has concluded just the opposite. Harvard political science Robert Putnam, famous for Bowling Alone, his 2000 book on declining civic engagement, has found that the greater the diversity in a community, the fewer people vote and the less they volunteer. The less they give to charity and work on community projects. In the most diverse communities, neighbors trust one another about half as much as they do in the most homogenous settings. Weird. It's almost like when the people around you don't share your views, aren't part of your culture, you don't really want anything to do with them. And the community decays because of it. Let's see. The study, the largest ever on civic engagement in America, found that virtually all measures of civic health are lower in more diverse settings. The extent of the effect is shocking, says Scott Page, a University of Michigan political science. You should not be shocked. Anyone who's been paying attention should not be shocked. We've been seeing this since the end of segregation in the U.S. Sorry, let me rephrase. Forced integration. I still can't believe they had to fucking force people to integrate with each other at gunpoint. They don't hate your diversity. They just hate white people. This is also true. Diversity sucks. British are white. Also true. The point of Restore, we do not want diversity. You're racist. Don't care. Fuck off. I like this. I would vote Restore Britain in a fucking heartbeat. Diversity is such a strength that it requires constant propaganda to remind us of it and a police state to enforce it. Again, I will point out communism, or Marxism, whether it's economic communism or, racial, what's that word? Lysenkoism. It requires fascism to enforce it. To create a communist state of any stripe, of any category, requires fascism to get there. Yeah, this is the white race. This is the white race after diversity. Yeah. Yeah. And who are the real people of color again? Yeah. What we got for memes here? There's nobody's opinion I value less than a Democrat. Free Palestine. Don't free Iran. Diversity isn't your strength. It lowers your wages, marginalizes your culture, increases your crime, fills your hospitals, occupies your housing, ruins your schools, consumes your taxes, tightens your laws, restricts your freedoms, endangers your children, and calls you racist. All while claiming that they deserve the things your ancestors built. This is how white leftists see themselves after complaining about white people online. That's assuming they aren't skin shifter leftists. And if you don't know what skin shifter means, well, follow me. You'll eventually find out. Can't these people make up their mind already? If we're all the same, why do we need the diversity? Yeah, the only man that can straighten out San Andreas. Ah, shit, here we go again. White people be like, gotta help the minorities. Yeah, we're like less than 10% of the global population. As they say in England. Allahu Akbar. Yeah. Let's see what this is.
Excuse me, mate. You know who this is?
Yeah, Rupert Lowe.
What do you think about him?
Fucking G.
Yeah, that's Rupert Lowe. What do you think about him?
I think he's brilliant in making an excellent Prime Minister.
Well, he got kicked out of Reform for wanting mass deportations.
What's wrong with that?
Would you do anything for me? Buy a big diamond ring for me.
Guess what happens if you kick a sleeping lion too many times?
Pop that pretty question.
Gotta love to see it. Don't care. Yep. Let's see. Based, yeah. We do not give a shit. My local Restore branch meeting wasn't very diverse either, but guess what? We do not give a shit. Restore Britain fucking love this meme. Repost. Okay, from people who are absolutely loyal to their country, their people, and their nation. Give me a second. I clicked something wrong there. There we go. We go to 3 people who betrayed their own nations. Oh look, 3 people who betrayed their countries. Justin Trudeau hits the slopes with Prince Harry and Olympic star Eileen Gu. Yeah. Says it all, doesn't it? People who donated $5 to a protest they believed in were punished harder than this guy will ever be. Excuse me, dude. It appears he's knocked up Katy Perry. He's gonna be punished. A guy who was found guilty twice for violating the Charter of Rights and Freedoms for millions of Canadians. It's infuriating. It is infuriating. But it is pointless to continue caring about Trudeau. Trudeau is gone. He's out of power. He's no longer... he's not an imminent threat anymore. Unlike, Carney. Okay, so you can already tell what my opinion of this particular story is. Let's see. Pause. So, from Thomas Sowell quotes, is freedom of speech dead in this country? Keir Starmer, I'm strongly in favor of free speech, and we protect it fiercely. We're going to see how that's actually a lie in a little while, but we'll let Keir say it himself.
Is freedom of speech dead in this country?
I'm not across the details of the particular case, but let me give you the principles that I would apply. Firstly, I'm strongly in favour of free speech. We've had free speech
strongly in favour.
For a very long time, and we protect it fiercely. I'm equally, though, against incitement to violence against...
Okay, Keir, you can have both. You can criminalize incitement, and you can have free speech. The U.S. does it just fine. If you stand up in a crowded theater and there's no fire, but you ball fire and people get killed, you're going to jail, and you deserve to. Yeah. Okay, let's check out the comments from this. We'll pause that again. Old and slow. He's a proven pedo rape gang protector, not protractor. Then again, he did make it more protracted by protecting them. Nothing else matters. What do we got here? Why are you in a cage? Because I speak. Crows talk. It's not the best meme. Maybe use a seagull. All I know is that to see and not to speak would be the great betrayal. Enoch Powell. Yeah, Enoch Powell said nothing wrong. See the protection in action. What's the emergency? Someone's telling the truth on X. Hate speech is just the free speech you hate. True. Pakistani Muslims gang raping underage girls. Post an offensive comment online. Yep. Free speech has not been banned in the UK, and we will arrest anyone who says it has. 19th century England. We'll conquer the world. The sun shall never set on our empire. 21st century England. It's illegal to talk about bacon. The Muslims will be offended. When you have a grooming gang problem, but it's okay because you arrest people talking about the problem instead. Yeah. We live in a time when intelligent people are being silenced so that stupid people won't be offended. Doesn't even have to be intelligent versus stupid. We live in a time when honest people are being silenced so that no one is offended. That would be a better way to put that. Dave Evans. They just created Islamophobia laws. His version of free speech is say what you want as long as you agree with him. He's jailed thousands. Numbers speak for themselves. Absolutely true. Let's see here. Copy link. And this one. Okay. From Millennial Woes. Islam isn't a race always makes me roll my eyes. I get why people say it, but it feels like jumping back to 2005. Yeah, it does feel like a tired argument. However, and as I said, for me it's a refusal to allow other people to deny reality. It's also why I won't subscribe to the idea that a woman can become a man through surgery. And we'll have a quick look at the comments here. It's not a race, and you should be focused on racial rather than religious policy, or else you end up with a billion Hindoids. Almost every political subject on TV makes me feel like this. They are at least 10 years behind on the discourse. They are intentionally behind on the discourse. Councillor Luke Cooper in Warwickshire. Yeah, you have the same problem in the UK that Canada has. We have a government-controlled Pravda service. We don't have government-paid news organizations. It's all propaganda. I'm not racist. Look at these based Indians. Sure. Okay. How is that racist? I had 8 Sikhs, 5 St. Lucians, and 21 Irish lads at my wedding. Let's be honest, the actual issue with Islam is who was practicing it. If Islam were followed by 110 average IQ Swedes and not mountain rapists from Kashmir, nobody would care about it. No. That's bullshit. It doesn't matter if the principles of the religion are jihad and death to the kafir. You will always have the same problem. Either that or you have people who don't believe in their own religion. Which is arguably worse. From Nick the Greek, 1979. It's just the easiest, most obvious response to wah, racist. Definitely worn out at this point, though. It doesn't mean you stop using it. Islam isn't a race, but is a lead character in the narrative of the struggle to disinherit and subordinate the European race. Yep. Let's check out the probable spam. Probable spam is sometimes funny. Ever consider some people just prefer accuracy? It's a fair point. The response should be to ask what is wrong with racism anyway. No. The response should be, go fuck yourself, you're an anti-white. What is this? Oh, yeah. We unfortunately had the police being useful earlier. Now we have the police being the problem. SOI Media, this is Inspector Lee Bartram of West Midlands Police. He admitted making and distributing over 450 indecent images of children. Some of the pictures and videos were taken while he was on duty. He walked from court with a 16-month suspended sentence. He was making the images. It's one thing to be passing them around and sharing them and looking at them. It's quite another to be making them, especially when he's on duty as a police officer. My response is not here. I must have reposted or quote tweeted it. My response is, yes, he should absolutely be suspended. How are all these disgusting nonsense walking free? Because they have the power of the state behind them. They protect their own, absolutely. Counselor cleared of encouraging violent behavior. Zach Sherratt, a Labour councillor who called for far-right activists' throats to be cut at an anti-racism rally has been found not guilty of encouraging violent disorder by a jury. Yep, keep protecting the people who are threatening us. It'll end well. Free man. Without punishment, pedophilia, like shoplifting, is essentially now legal in Britain. You are what you tolerate. Or you get what you tolerate, sorry. He was a member of the Right Lodge. Possibly. No Tash might not be a full Mason. Yeah. The uniform should not be a shield. Yeah, it absolutely should not. Trust the professionals, they keep saying. It was a quiet evening. No, I'm not reading that. Sarah Everard. We all know that Sarah Everard was murdered by a cop. UK police are in league with the Muslim rape gangs. Government, police, judges. Yeah. Yep. The system can be fixed. All you need is some wood and a little rope. I could build one of those. Take me an afternoon. This is the uniform of a coward. I was just following orders. Well, nobody was ordering you to make child porn, you fucking piece of shit. Let's get that guy's name again, just so nobody forgets it. Lee Bartram of a West Midlands Police. Yeah. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying go and harass the guy. I'm not saying do anything violent to him. I'm just saying, now you know what he looks like and you know what his name is, so you know who to avoid. From Taya, Traveling Flying. British man, the same people who call us useless white men want us to fight their wars. When war comes, they expect white men to fight again. All these foreigners aren't going to fight our wars for us. He's right, the foreigners would not help. Why would they?
Same people who call us useless white men want us to go and fight wars. Why can't diversity hires and the girl bosses do it? I was told patriotism is far right. If it escalated to the point where the army started conscripting people, why should I fight for the country? I've been told for quite a lot of my life that...
Yeah, he's exactly right. Why would you fight for a country that tells you it doesn't like you? That you're not good enough? That you don't deserve anything? Tree Godfather says that's correct. High Tree Fire. High Tree. How many whites have died fighting? Yeah. Politicians who want war should be sent to the front lines first. Gender equality, human equality. Yeah. Yeah. Politicians who have no children should absolutely be sent to the front lines first. Tokyo Rosie. Looks like Europe is sending all the white males off to war while the new arrivals stay behind to look after the women. Yeah. The European army is taking shape. Yeah. Good job, Bauman. The imported mercenary armies and the other foreigners have no loyalty to your cultures, or your countries, or your culture. Forever ago, I talked about a Ukrainian guy who had gotten here into Newfoundland from Poland on one of the refugee flights, which meant that he had taken a space from a mother or a young girl who needed to get out while he was in a more or less safe country. Now he's here being treated like a valued visitor and prioritized over, or preferentially treated over, the native-born Newfoundlanders. By the native-born Newfoundlanders, which is one of the biggest character flaws my people have. We are far too kind to people from away without initially starting from the basis that charity begins at home. But if that guy would take advantage of a space that was meant to be for an actual refugee, when he had been in Poland forever, for a long time at that point, why would you expect him to fight for this country? What did I do here? Oh, I accidentally clicked on that picture. Yeah. Kalergi plan, yeah. Here's one example where those in power said they don't want any useless white men. Time for non-whites and women to step up. White men should sit this one out. Applicants seeking to join the RAF, that's the Royal Air Force, described as useless white male pilots. A new conscription rule in Germany. Young men are no longer allowed to leave Germany without permission. Amendment to the Military Service Modernization Act came into force largely unnoticed. Accordingly, millions of men must obtain a permit from the Bundeswehr before longer stays abroad. Yeah. Sending all native European men to the meat grinder. Yep. World War I, World War II, keep it up. Yep. So they can speed up the process of importing third world replacements into Europe. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. Yep. Yeah, go fight for the EU. Go fight for, Britain. Go fight for Canada. It's fine. When you finish fighting and come home in need as a veteran, the Muslim rulers and Hindu rulers will absolutely take care of you while they're busy with your women. From Gen Xer. Well, let me pause this video on the other screen. From Gen Xer. Wow, this is the mentality liberals are flooding Canada with. Teach your children, says Immortansit. Now, apparently this is a parody account. I didn't see anything to suggest that on the account, but it may be true. But white people need to understand why they are a problem. And I pointed out it's not just the liberals. Someone here said this is a top-tier troll. She gets a lot of people in absolute treasure. the problem is, and I don't know if yeah, here it is. Eddie Haskell said, "This is a troll account. Do not take it seriously." I pointed out, you absolutely should take it seriously, because it isn't just troll accounts saying it. Yeah, that's the problem. It isn't just troll accounts saying things like this. And those people who say that white people are the problem, well, let's just talk about this, shall we? A video of a black woman assaulting an Asian woman for not accepting an EBT card as payment for nails is going viral in America right now. Shaniqua does not seem to understand that she can't take that as payment. Okay, she cannot take the EBT card as payment. We're going to roll that back and finish reading this before I show you part of the video. Why is it so violent like this? This is from Zunda Motesuki as well. I swear it's not the Japanese doing that to me. But it is a foreign language. And it does engage a different part of my vocal anatomy. Also, EBT cards were originally food stamps, right? Yes. Even in that situation, you've got the spare cash to be getting your nails done. Yeah, clearly you are suffering so badly as someone who is enjoying the fruits of the welfare system of the U.S. Yeah. Yeah. We'll watch a tiny bit of this. We'll start about here. Yeah, because she was told no. She wasn't even told no by the nail salon owner. She was told no by her own government. The people who handle what EBT is allowed to be used for and what it's not. She's also doing a wonderful job on the nails she just got done. Yeah. The Asian lady is not being beaten up because she wouldn't accept EBT. She's being beaten up because she told Shaniqua no. Yeah, it's a chimp out. Low IQ, no impulse control. That too. Jesus. No. What we got here? EBT is mostly for food stamps. There's a program called EBT Cash, but few have it. Both programs use the same card. Not every business can accept EBT Cash. Crikey, here we see in North America. Yeah, no. Black fatigue. No matter what, it's impossible in a civilized society. Yeah. Reparations, loot, riot, rampage. Yep. Ashamed of nothing, offended by everything, contributes nothing, entitled to everything. Yep. Hi, Scott. You're missed. I suspect that might end up in the base Japan if I actually knew what it said. The biggest problem is that a ton of black people, this is from Lesser Futa. I'm disturbed that I know what that word means. My biggest problem is that a ton of black people see this, and instead of saying, stop this foolish behavior, let's follow the rules, they play the victim and cry discrimination. It's not that there are no jobs, they think they can just squat and freeload off every benefit for free without taking a job, and if they're not served, they go on a rampage. Being low intelligence and violent is just the worst, right? Is it them again? Well, it's not always them, but it's them so many times, it's hard to not know, it's hard to tell. There we go. It's been an hour. Explains the stutter. Okay. I don't read manga, so, yeah. Okay, from Piers Morgan. Because Piers Morgan is such a bastion of sense and reality. We have barely any gun crime and are not standing on the edge of any Islamist abyss. Other than that, spot on. Sure, Piers. Whatever you say, buddy. From James Woods. This is who Piers is responding to. Our friends the Brits went from relinquishing their right to bear arms in 1997 to standing on the edge of the Islamist abyss today. Our Second Amendment is not about the right to go duck hunting, folks. It's about keeping power in the hands of the people. It's about preventing totalitarians from doing totalitarian things. It's a sign of weakness to be lying to yourself this hard. That's my response to Piers. Keep the blinders on, you disaffected dumb fuck. Liberals are the useful idiots Islam uses to destroy the Christian West. Yep. The Brits gave up their guns and now their government puts them in jail for Facebook posts. Yep. You have the highest number of rapes per capita. Jesus. Seriously? England and Wales, 117.3. Jeez. And Canada's not even on the list. Thank fuck. Where's Sweden? Nope, Sweden's not on the list either. Iceland, 45.4. Well, it's cold in Iceland. Meanwhile, in Britain, yeah, at least I'm not racist, peers would let a Muslim savagely rape his wife or daughter for a spicy chicken. Yeah. You know, you can't get rid of the immigrants. Think about the food. Motherfucker, the British Empire raided all these places and took their recipes. We don't need them to come and cook for us either. Poor Piers. So lost. So stupid. Bye, Piers. Okay, so this one is... Yeah, this one is wow. A trans man in Germany converted to Islam, changed his name to Fatima, should have gone with Aisha, and is now looking for a migrant Muslim boyfriend. How will this story end? I can't see it ending well. I don't expect it to end well, and I'm extremely shocked he managed to find an imam to accept his conversion, assuming, of course, he isn't just now identifying as Muslim. I'm not particularly aware of how it works. I know that if you say the Shahada, you are considered a Muslim, but I think there's a little more to it than that. Let me see. Plenty of closeted cases in that religion. They love that down low dick. They will give him the ultimate send-off after they're done. Yeah. Why are incel men in the replies mad as if she... Why would you call that a she? Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. Mind your business. Gay teenagers Mahmoud Asghari and Ayaz Maroni were publicly hanged in Mashhad, Iran on the 19th of July 2005. Yeah, we don't do that here. Habibi. Yep. That's exactly what you're going to get. Queers for Palestine. Queers in Palestine. Yeah. Whoa. What's this one? Remember, when you are dead, you do not know you are dead. It is only painful for others. Same applies when you are stupid. That's been variously attributed to Mark Twain, Albert Einstein. Yeah, it's not actually Ricky Gervais's quote, I don't think. Always end in tears. A Lego guillotine. Yeah. He will learn to fly. Yes, he will. Well, he'll try. May fail, though. I'm on a fence. On the one hand, I don't care, but I also want to have a good laugh. Is it morally acceptable to laugh at the expense of a person with severe psychological problems? Yes. Let's see what the responses were, though. His only severe psychological problem is his sissy humiliation fetish. Aren't these the same? At this point, I think it is. Yeah. Yes, we laugh at liberals all the time. Fair enough. Speaking of people we should probably point and laugh at, let's talk about this particular individual. National Chief, this is from Jim McMurtry, National Chief said to BBC in 2022 that 1,600 little children, innocent children, have been recovered so far. So she lied to the BBC, and the BBC published it, because the BBC is fuck, and they don't care, and expected 10,000 would be found. If she had said 1 million, the media would have lapped it up. It'll be 6 million before too long. Jim, as I'm sure you are aware, far too many Aboriginal bands do operate exactly like organized crime syndicates, and they have taxpayer-funded cash to the tune of who knows how many billions bankrolling their games. The whole show is an unmitigated disaster, making both Canada and BC even more the laughingstock of the world than we were before. Not so fun fact, the word mafia is of Arabic origin. Muslim armies ravaged the entire Mediterranean for centuries, including, you guessed it, Sicilia, leaving behind their barbaric, oppressive, misogynistic, subhuman customs, which have resulted in so much misery and death. Mafia tactics work. That's all I'm going to say. Also, I will point out it was the Europeans who perfected them. If Canadians really cared about Canada, these clowns who get off on making up the worst accusations to embarrass Canada internationally would be shunned from society, starting with this joker. You notice he doesn't spend a lot of time in Canada anymore? Not around, actual Canadians? The average Canadian? Okay, from Canada Proud. Report, up to 10 MPs are currently in talks with the Carney Liberals about crossing the floor, according to a reporter on CTV News. Okay, so the first response to that is, fuck. But we know the Liberals are somehow going to get their majority. I mean, they paid a criminal's mother to cross the floor with a bribe, and a very clear bribe for that matter. But I have many questions about this story, not the least of which is, how the fuck does a reporter know about this? If it's real, and I suspect it isn't. Honestly, this strikes me as a planted story with the sole intent of convincing one or two potential floor crossers to jump on any offer made to them out of the fear of missing out. FOMO. Floor crossings should automatically trigger a by-election, and the MP shall relinquish all voting rights until they win their new seat democratically. Absolutely true. Not so much new seat, but they should definitely have to re-win the seat they were in. The report should have been honest. Bribe 10 more MPs to cross the floor. All 3 on question period were all full-blown liberals. Is Carney losing ground and they're just pushing fake news? That's all fake news. If you believe anything you see in the Canadian media, you're a damn fool. It's legally allowed to propagandize you. Brookfield has deep pockets. Yes, so deep, in fact, that they'll ship LNG from fucking Australia rather than take it out of the ground here. Democracy is when you buy enough duly elected parliamentarians to achieve your wider authoritarian agenda. Yeah, it's one of the downfalls of democracy. It's in a high-trust, homogenous society, democracy can work. The moment you allow too much foreign influence, you're fucked. Lobbying, immigration, yeah, those are 2 of the big problems. What Canada has can only be described as a democracy. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for Brookfield. Yeah. Politicians haven't been tarred and feathered in a while, and it shows. Yeah. It's hard to believe this idiot was the downfall of Canada. The UK tried to warn us. He was damn near the downfall of the UK. 170,000 signatures and counting. Yeah, I believe it was 177,000 that had passed a while back. Are fed up, fuck you, Carney. Yeah, I suspect Alberta will be leaving. Or attempt to leave, and the foreign soldiers will be used to prevent them. Okay, moving on. From 26ers BP 115, the first Black Samurai, the armor that Yasuke is said to have worn. Let me say it clearly, Yasuke was nothing more than a slave brought by the Jesuits. He seems to have been favored by Oda Nobunaga, but he was merely taken in as a servant. Claims like the first Black Samurai, or he became a general in the end, are nothing but ridiculous fabrications. To all black folk, sorry, please give it up. Yeah, no, this is... Yeah, no. Never let someone else rewrite your history. They arrive at the conclusion because of the midwit definition of samurai being servant. It's classic spellcasting for the illiterate masses. Yeah, there is a very big difference between slave, servant, and samurai. Yes, they all basically have a similar meaning at the bottom, at the base, that they're all meant to be of service. But that's about where it stops. Let's see what we got here. We have the same thing here with the next film concerned, Joan of Arc. Yeah. The Explorer says we were already her. Nah, we built them pyramids. We was Shaolin monks, yo. We was into stellar beings, that right. That cracker on TikTok says we taught crackers to bathe and shit. Apparently they was hot dogs too. Jews have convinced them we were making them into hot dogs and eating them in slavery days. Oh my god. Seriously? Your Jim Crow white grandparents were lynching black people and cutting them up to be served as bland hot dogs, but God forbid we make a white people joke. No, by all means, make all the white people jokes you want. Just be prepared to have them come right back at you, because our jokes are going to be far more savage. Hell, I know several jokes that if I were to tell them just on this stream, even though I'm on Rumble, I'd probably get either not demonetized, but potentially bounced off the platform, and potentially arrested, because it's Canada. Fuck Canada. I'm the last samurai. No, I'm the last samurai. Okay, there's a difference between Black Samurai and Last Samurai. Both indicative of downfalls, though. What's this? The culture mafia also made him gay. Well, of course they did. Can't have a strong man. Especially if he's straight. Dear God, are you insane? Let's see. Oh, I owe Dave Green an apology, by the way, which I will get out of the way in a minute. From Table Salt. Oh my God, the USA has their own Brampton. If you haven't seen it, Tyler Oliveira has gone to Texas now to investigate the Indian fraud. This is only a 3-minute clip, so we'll play a little bit of it just to get the flavor.
I came here on H-1B 2004. Everybody was Americans. But fast forward, now you don't see any Americans.
This is Frisco, Texas.
Yep, that's enough. That's all I needed to see. Thank you. You should move there, table salt, and live with your fellow Hindus. You are an Indian also. Stop pretending you're white. Is that the case now? You know, we can find these things out rather quickly. Let's see. We'll just go here. Joined August 2019. Canada. Verified since 2023. Oh, okay. I don't need the blue check mark. Well, I don't need to know how to get it. I have one. You pay for the fucking thing. What's this? Country or region that an account is based can be impacted by recent travel or temporary relocation. May not be accurate. No. If he is Indian, so be it. It doesn't really matter. Australia, UK, Canada, New Zealand, US all have their Bramptons. So long as it's a first world country, you're not safe from them. The funny thing is that eventually, when they Mississauga, very close to second to Bramladesh, that's the one I was trying to get. Wow. Sorry about that. The term I was trying to get that someone had created for Brampton, Bramladesh. I was trying to get that the other day. The only thing Texans love more than their guns, freedom. The almighty greenback and South Asian governments know it. Nah. Every Western country does. It's true. Brampton. Jesus. Well, shit. Indians are India's most successful single export product. Indian remittances are their biggest way to balance the massive trade deficit, and the runner-up is telecom fraud targeting Europe and the US. Yeah, I mean, is there anybody in the world who hasn't answered their phone to hear, "Hello, sir, there is a problem with your Windows"? And as I said, I do owe Dave an apology. When I first saw this, my response was, "Nobody fucking asked you." And he pointed out this is apparently an old joke. Because no one else said it, I denounced the dissident right. I just wasn't familiar with it. But yeah, happy Easter, guys. Happy Easter. He has risen. Also, I denounced the denouncers of the dissident right. I did throw Dave a like on that one, didn't I? Oh, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, so I do apologize for being an asshole. Big Chungus does not support abortion. I like that. What is the dissident right? Ask James Lindsay. I'm sure he can tell you. Of course I know him. He's me. I don't get it, but I am dissenting anyway. Bunch of grifters. Well, that narrows it down. Well, depends on what you consider the dissident right to be, really. But I think that's the end of the comment section. Oh, no, one more. Oh, well. And for some reason I can't remove... Oh, well. I'm trying to remove the original post from Dave there, but can't get it to disappear from my bookmarks. I'll deal with it later. So, from Kevin Sorbo. So Muslims also hate ringtones because they play music. Would it be better if the ringtone played sounds of men moaning? Kevin, you're a savage. Fucking love it. These people cannot even follow their own religious strictures within their own places of worship. Now, that's responding to what's said in this video.
It's haram.
Music is fucking haram. Bacon, beer, bow wows, and boopy doop. Bacon, beer, bow wows, and bop. Fucking list just keeps growing.
Like it, don't care. But something that's important, my brothers, is your ringtones have music 99% of the time, and we hear it every time in the masjid when we're going into ruku' and someone's acorn goes off, or someone's listening to some, I don't know, some weird, very inappropriate song for some weird reason that comes on every masjid, subhanAllah.
So, what's going on is these people are in their place of worship, and their phone is left on. And their ringtone is musical. But music is haram. So, why do they have a musical ringtone if they're good Muslims? It's because they can't even stick to their own religious strictures. Yeah. How many Muslims are out there actually eating bacon and petting dogs on the down low from other Muslims? Yeah. Okay, we're into the response section now, so I will stop this recording and I will start again. So, if you would like to support what I do, please head over to Ko-Fi, fling me a few bucks. Deeply appreciate it. Actually, I'm not going to stop the recording. I'll just record the whole thing and I'll edit it later. But if you would like to... Oh, and just in time, Hex 1 is in. The better joke would be Young Boys. Hey, Sagara tuta fagarini. Yeah, the Rumblebot says, thanks for the follow, Pipcat. Pipcat. Okay. Thanks, Pipcat. Say hi. So yeah, like I was saying, these people can't even follow their own religious strictures, so why would you ever give them any sort of influence? They can't stick to their own word. They make a religious vow and they can't stick to it. Yeah. Shows how seriously they take keeping their own word to their own God. In any case, as I was saying, if you'd like to fling me a few bucks over on Ko-Fi, I'd deeply appreciate it. If you do that on a regular basis, I will throw your name in the bottom of the ticker, along with Simon JJ, Sadie Sapientiae, and Zenrab7. Otherwise, and if you are anonymous, you go into the Orangutan Gang category, and also anybody who likes, shares, follows, subscribes, depending on platform. If you want to spend your money on me on Rumble, that's up to you, but I would rather you did it on Ko-Fi. Like, share, chat, comment, all of that stuff, all that support, all those supportive internet things. I deeply appreciate them from everybody. I hate doing this e-begging thing, but I'm starting to get it down. It's never going to come natural to me, so I will probably stumble my way through it occasionally. Well, for the rest of my days. If you're watching this on YouTube, please be aware I will never be monetized on YouTube because I use words like rape, porn, and suicide. It is what it is. It doesn't matter if I had 1 million followers on YouTube, I would never be monetized. They will not let me in the partner program. So if you want to help me keep doing what I'm doing, you need to fling me a few bucks on Ko-Fi. Other than that, I hope you're doing well. I hope you continue to do well. And as always, rise and rise again until lambs become lions. Bye-bye.